All right, so it looks like we're on the 11 o'clock hour, so we'll go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for joining. Today we will be reviewing how to create a CF1RALT02 in the Cheers registry for your HVAC changeouts. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign in to the Cheers registry. I'm going to go ahead and sign in as an HVAC contractor. When you log into the registry, it's going to immediately bring you to the Sites tab. The Sites tab is where you manage all of your projects or sites, as we call them, in the Cheers registry. Once you log on, you're immediately brought to your sites page. You're going to see a list of all all available projects that you have access to. On the right, there's going to be a menu. This is a project creation menu. From the drop-down, you're going to be given options on the type of project you'd like to create. In this case, we're going to create an HVAC changeout by clicking on HVAC changeout. That is then going to bring us to the ALT02 form. The ALT02 is the form that is used to pull your permit for your HVAC changeout. On the top, we have a toolbar. There is the sign option. There is the save the form. So the registry does auto-save any entries that you input into the form. If you think that your internet or your form has a glitch, if you click save, that will simply update and refresh your form. We have the back arrows. These back arrows simply take you back to your list of projects. And then we have our status. The status lets you know if the form is incomplete or missing information. From the drop-down menu, it will provide you with a list of items that are incomplete. If you click the jump to question, this will take you directly to the item that is incomplete. And then we will move down on to our form. In this section of the form, we have our general information. In starting any form in the registry, you will notice that individual sections are highlighted in this gold color. This gold color indicates that this is a required field. In order to move forward from incomplete to a passing state, these items will need to be filled out. So we'll go ahead and start filling out our CF1R. The site address. This is a smart search. So as you type in your address, it's going to give you the options from the map for you to select. So I'm going to go ahead and select my address. And what will happen is the zip code, the city, will automatically be filled in. And it will also populate the building department for you. The building department, it will give you the closest option for that zip code. If the building department is incorrect, you do have the option to choose from the other building departments within that area code or zip code. And you'll notice as you complete the form, the items that were previously incomplete or showing up as gold have disappeared. And you'll notice that also shortens the incomplete items in the menu above. And just to show you the jump to question, if you click the jump to question, it'll take you directly to the next item that is incomplete. So I'm going to go ahead and enter our square footage. If your form is failing, you'll see here in the example, it will let you know that the form is failing. So this bar status will always give you the current status of your form. We're going to go ahead and move on to section B, the space conditioning system information. the system conditioning system ID or name, we default that to system 1, location 1. You can name those anything you'd like. This is just to save time, but you can modify those fields. We'll go ahead and move on to our space conditioning system information. You'll answer a series of questions pertaining to your project. Is the system a ducted system? Yes or no. Is installing a refrigerant containing component? Yes or no. You'll notice that as you complete these questions, that your status will also change. So depending on the type of install, the incomplete status will indicate the other items that will need to be completed due to the choices that you made. Installing new space conditioning system components will be yes. Installing more than 25 feet of ducts, yes or no. Installing an entirely new duct system, yes or no. Installing an entirely new space conditioning system. So if you were to answer yes to all these questions, that would mean that you have an entirely new system. So it's a new cut-in. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and make these options. And we'll notice as you scroll down that because of the selections that you made in the section above, there are now information that is populated in section D. Section D is where you will tell the form or the registry what type of space conditioning system you're installing. In this section, for the heating system type, we default to the most common, but this is a drop-down menu. If this is not the type of system you're installing, you can definitely choose from the drop-down menu the type of system that you're installing. You'll make your selections for the altered heating components, and then you'll move on down to your efficiency type. And you'll notice that as we go through the form, the incomplete status will change, and the items that have been completed will again disappear, and only the items that are required will remain in the incomplete status. So we'll go ahead and go through our form. And we pre-populate a lot of fields to the minimum efficiency values or to the most common. So if there are items that are indicated that you would like to change, you can definitely change those items for the fields that are not grayed out. In the fields that are grayed out, that means that those are items that are pre-populated that you are not able to change because they're required to be those values. You'll notice we've come to the end of our form, and our form now says pass. We'll go ahead and click on sign. Sign. If you are the HVAC contractor and you are completing this form, you can simply click sign and complete, or excuse me, sign and close, and your form will be completed and registered, and you can download it to submit to your building department. If you're the rater company and you are completing this form on behalf of your contractor, you would click here to sign as the documentation author instead, and you can assign the form directly to your HVAC contractor for signature. In this case, I am the HVAC contractor, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign and close so that you can see what that looks like. So I've signed and closed that form, the CF1RALT02 CF1R, and what happens is the registry automatically creates that project. You'll notice here we have our CF1RALT02. If you scroll down, we have information that pertains to this particular site or project. We have the address, the city. All this information is automatically pulled in from that CF1RALT02 creation. Even further down, we have members. So this is any company who has access to this particular address in the Cheers registry. Currently, because I'm the HVAC contractor and I created the form, only I have access to it. If I were to hire a HERS rater to complete the verifications later, I would simply come over here and add my rater to the project by searching their name in the smart list. If I click on sites, oh, excuse me. If I click download docs, it's going to download the form and allow me to view my registered document that will go to the building department. If I were to click send docs, this is going to allow me to send my CF1RALT02 to any project member, or if the person I need to get this document to is not a project member, I have the option to add a unique email. And I can email the document directly to them from the registry. Included in emailing the documents from the registry, I have the option there's the option to add an additional message. So you can add an additional message if you had something else that you needed to indicate along with that document. And that is how you create a CF1RALT02 in the Cheers registry. If I go back to sites, you'll see here at the top of my list is the project that I created. All right, and that is how you create a CF1RALT02 in the Cheers registry. We'll go ahead and unmute and allow any questions. If anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand.
Hey, Juanita, when you assign that form to be signed, maybe just explain how the user gets that information, gets it to them.
Sure. If you are the HERS rating company and you are assigning a document let me go ahead and go back into the form. I'm going to go ahead and click replace. What replace is going to do is actually going to unsign the form. Not going to change any of the information. So if I were the HERS rating company, I'm completing this form on behalf of a contractor. I'm going to go ahead and assign that form to my HVAC contractor. And what's going to happen, you'll see here, it turns gold and it says assigned because there is no signature of authority for a CF1R. So what happened is my contractor is going to get an email notification letting them know they have a document to sign. Within that email, there will be a link that they can click on that will specifically take them directly to that document for signature. So they can sign that document from within the link.
And that's any contractor. So if it was a new construction job and you were the contractor, the general contractor managing the project, and you wanted to assign the fenestration form to the window contractor, you could use the same. If that contractor was a member, then they'd assign it, and he gets an email that doesn't have to find the project. Just the form comes right to him or her, and they sign the form.
Yes, the assignment tool works with all document types. In this case, for the HVAC changeout ALTO2, the rater will assign the document to their contractor for signature, and that contractor will receive that notification. When the contractor will receive an email notification if they're set up for those notifications, but they'll also receive a web notification. A web notification lets you know that you have a document to sign, or AA Rater Company has assigned you to this document. If you click go, it will take you directly to that document. We'll leave the floor open for any questions. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. If there's no questions, then definitely if you have any questions later that come up, please feel free to reach out to us directly. We're more than happy to give you a direct overview of the registry if there's other parts of the registry you're interested in viewing, or if maybe you have a question later that you couldn't think of at this time. And that would conclude our overview for today of the CF1RALT02 for HVAC changeouts. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be in touch.